Ryan, exciting technology that you have been seeing, that we've been following, that is sustainable and is health innovation related.
Yeah, one of the things that I think is so fascinating about this is not just the technology that's being used, but the number of people who are able to use it, the number of researchers or scientists or doctors or other types of healthcare professionals. And earlier in my career, I produced and directed a documentary called Forgotten Plague, which is about a disease called myalgic encephalomyelitis or chronic fatigue syndrome. And that was a film that really showcased, I think, all the ways that things can go wrong for a disease if people are not collaborating. And the polar opposite is happening here with COVID. We have a humanity-wide response. Nearly every scientific lab or every drug manufacturer is looking at ways that they can contribute to the response. And what's happening is that for other diseases, what might take 3 decades to get done has now been getting done in about 3 months.
Yeah.
And a really exciting story I'm working on right now is with a scientist and professor from University of Pennsylvania Medical School named David Feigenbaum, and he's leading a meta review of all of the treatment data that's come out on. So there's been more than 4,000 papers published in the last 3 or 4 months about drugs that have been tried in COVID.
4,000. Wow.
Right. 4,000. That in this other disease, ME/CFS, I covered, that took 3 or 4 decades to accumulate that many papers. 4,000 papers in 4 months. And of those papers, 155 of them or so were what they considered good enough quality to really extract data from. And they weren't just anecdotal, but they were large enough cohorts or had the right endpoints, so they felt like they could extract data. And they've created a database called Corona, obviously called that, but where they're allowing physicians or scientists around the world to access that, and they want to have a kind of a God's eye view of what's happening with this. And so they just accepted that paper for publication. So not just the 4,000 papers, but now it's possible to actually do meta review of all those papers. And so I've been just absolutely thrilled to see science happening at this quantum pace.